from the Random Studio in New York City. This is the News Update with your host, Andy's Randomness.
Now, an emergency weather alert from Andy's Randomness.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the news update for Tuesday, August 28th, 2018. Of course, we are going to start off with the emergency weather update. You just heard the soundbite there. We are still in the midst of awful, humid, muggy weather here in the New York City area. If you haven't been outside today, I recommend don't even going out till tonight because it's still hot. It's still muggy. It's still humid. And without further ado, let's go right to the screen. I will show you all the current conditions. Now you are looking on your screen. The current temperature right now in Central Park is 94 degrees. With the heat index, it feels like it's 102 degrees. Dew point is at 70, so we are officially at the oppressive range again. Even though the humidity is at 46%, do not be fooled. It is still hot outside. We have winds at 10 miles an hour in the southwest that are gusting. We're trying to see if we can get an update from this station. Looks like we can't. All right. Now we will take a look at Fresh Meadows. How are we doing here in Fresh Meadows today? Yes, so 94, the real feel of 104. The dew point is at 72. We have a wind gust at 20 miles an hour. The wind's going from the south-southwest at 15. So here we go. We have an air quality alert, which will be in effect pretty much from now until 11 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday. So the New York State Department of Health has issued an air quality health alert for Queens, pretty much all the 5 boroughs. So it's not even healthy. Heat advisory in effect until 9 p.m. tomorrow. So I will remind everybody when it expires tomorrow again. So let's just check to see how Delmarva's doing. Let's check Dover. Figured I'll be fair to my Delmarva fans today because I am curious. How hot is it in Delaware today, and how hot is it in? If you want to think of a hot spot, you gotta do Dover. So, website can cooperate. That would be fantastic. Ooh, looks like we may have a code orange. Do we have a code orange? Yes, we do have a code orange. Now, it's different in Delaware. What we call in Delmarva, we call it a code orange because the air pollution is not good. It's not healthy today. So all of Delaware, Newcastle, Kent, Sussex is under an air quality alert, and this includes Rehoboth, Dewey, and Bethany Beaches. So this is in effect for all day. Mount Holly has also issued a heat advisory until 8 p.m. tomorrow. Let's see if Ocean City, Maryland. Let's check on them, and then we will take a look at Salisbury. Yes, we do have an active weather alert today in Ocean City. We have a heat advisory, pretty much in effect for Wicomico, Worcester, Somerset, Westmoreland, pretty much all the counties. Wow, Accomack County in Virginia, too. So this is going all the way to Accomack. So the National Weather Service in Wakefield has issued a heat advisory, which is in effect from noon until 7 p.m. tomorrow. Yes, so this includes Maryland Eastern Shore, Wicomico, Worcester, Somerset, and, of course, Accomack County, Virginia, as well as Genesee and Aztec. So pretty much Delmarva, they're stuck in this too. So now we will take a look at the current conditions in Salisbury. See if we can get Salisbury. And then And we'll check up on our friends in Crisfield because they must be miserable today. All right, so right now in Salisbury, it's miserable. It's 93 with a real feel of 104. The dew point is 73. The humidity is 52%. So again, we will take a look at Ocean City. I didn't go in depth right now. Add the heat index with the 82 degrees. It is, of course, 91. But with the dew point, you have to add up to 77. So let's see if Crisfield is the hot spots today. I think at Crisfield. I'm trying to see if I can find it for you. Here we go. I spelled it wrong. I apologize. So officially, it looks like Salisbury is the hot spot today. Let's just confirm with Maryland and Easton. Let's see how hot Easton is today. Yeah, so it's close between Easton and Salisbury. So we will take a look right now at area conditions. You know what? Let's check Toms River. Let's check Toms River. How are they doing down there? I'm sure they must be sweltering. Yep. Toms River is 94 right now. You will go around our area. For the heck of it, let's check Montauk. That's one cool spot I'm thinking of today. How is Montauk doing today? Yep, even though it's hot, it's 81 degrees with a real feel of 88. Certainly tolerable. So, figured we would take a look. Newark must be sweltering too. Yeah, I think Newark must be 98. Let's see how Newark is doing. Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, looks like Newark is officially the hot spot out of all these places. 96 with a real feel of 103. Go down very quickly. Not near Old Bridge reporting 100. So this is very serious. And that's why a lot of people are, because this is a very serious situation we're facing with the heat and humidity, and we have to face it one more day tomorrow. So as long as you stay hydrated, it's manageable, but it's just miserable dealing with what we've been dealing with this summer. It has been. Just for wishful thinking, after I'm done checking Delmarva, let's just zoom out for a sec so I can give you all an idea. Yeah, here's a 94. Right here in Easton, 94. Let's just check Stevensonville. So Stevensonville is pretty much going all over the place in Kent Island, where my cousins are. 90, 92. They're sweating it out. I can understand how miserable it is. Yeah, Seaford, 91 in Sussex County. Am I surprised? No. Trust me, you don't want to be in Pocomoke State Forest today. That's one place you don't want to be. You want to be here in Ocean City, but even in Ocean City, it's miserable. Just for wishful thinking, Pine Power got me thinking about this. Flagstaff, how are they dealing with it today? Oh, it is comfortable in Flagstaff. The dew point is very suitable. Low humidity, 75. Yeah, look at this. It's heaven down there. Well, minor chance of rain on Sunday, but ooh, they might get some strange chances next week. Nice, cool, comfortable nights. You want to be in an area like that. I can't find Martha. Oh, there's Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, Martha's Vineyard has 2 active weather alerts. Hot there too today, so you can't really escape it unless you go to Flagstaff, Arizona. They're in an air quality alert. It's wishful thinking to be in Flagstaff right now. I'm really thinking about it. Yeah, look at this. It's even hot in Maine. Normally for this time of the year in Maine, it cools down, but yes, excellent. This is where you want to be. Nantucket, Nantucket Island, 75 degrees. Let's confirm it. I'm just doing this because I'm trying to find cool spots for you. If you don't want to watch, that's understandable, but I want to document it so that way I can all give you an idea. Yeah, Nantu, Nantucket. This is what I'm looking for. Excellent. Yeah, look at this, Nantucket. Even though it's humid, it's still 76 degrees. It feels like 75, but it's still humid. But where would you rather be, Nantucket or Flagstaff? I would say Flagstaff just because it's so cool. Right now we'll move on to what's been going on here. We'll read these two articles. Yeah, I already liked that video, so we'll read this article instead. So if you haven't heard, another bus driver has been attacked in Brooklyn, and this is the third attack in a week. It's sad to hear because, remember, if you haven't been keeping an eye on it, a lot of transit workers with NYCT have been assaulted this year. And I know personally somebody who worked for like 30-plus years, and he's glad he got out now because it's scary. You could be a ticket collector, you could be a bus driver or a subway operator, and all of a sudden your life could be at risk because someone's beating you up. So, police say a man approached the driver's side of a window of a B-15 bus at Marcus Garvey Boulevard and Fulton Street yesterday and took out what looked like an arsenal spray can. The police is trying to determine whether the same person is responsible for attacks on 3 of the drivers on the same line in Brooklyn over the past few days, all involving cans of pepper spray. Now in the bottom they're saying aerosol spray can. So let's give you an idea of what it looks like. In case, I know it's disturbing, but call it again. Aerosol. There we go. Aerosol spray can. Okay. So, pretty much ones on Amazon says $25. You can get these between $15, $25. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, this is what the police are probably talking about. Something like this. Pepper spray. All right, but when the driver closed the window before the man could spray the contents of the can, he instead smashed the window and set shreds of glass into the driver's face before running off. A retired bus driver by the name of Bridget Baker said, "It's a shame. What if a piece of glass went into the operator's eye? Or maybe it could have been worse." Last week, NYPD said a passenger took out a can and unleashed pepper spray on drivers of 2 different B-15s in Brownsville. Marcus Garvey Boulevard. So let me give you an idea of where this is. This might be Brownsville. Now, the only reason why I'm a little bit familiar with Brownsville was because I had a friend who lived there for, from his childhood days, and woo! Let me give you one idea. Let me copy and paste this. This might be Brownsville. I'm going to give you one idea. All right, there we go. So this is Brownsville. And if you're not familiar with this area, this is Atlantic Avenue. So if I'm correct, this is sort of near Crown Heights. Yeah, this is by Stuyvesant Heights. This is where it happened. Around this area. The C train stops. And right here, you also have the Nostrand Avenue train station. All right, because my friend lived on Eastern Parkway. So this is a little bit close. Utica Avenue. 2, 4, and 5 trains. Yep. Right here in Brooklyn. All right, so let's continue reading. Last week, police say a passenger took out a can and yeah, here we go. In one case, one of the cans hit the partition, but in the other, the spray went in the air and affected the driver and some passengers. All right, we have a quote from Andy Byford. We've been working closely with the police and the union on these attacks since last week and are providing assistance to catch this perpetrator and any others who may be out there. The Transit Workers Union says this is no coincidence. Union officials said twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. We obviously have a public safety menace on the loose, and he must be apprehended immediately. B-15 route operates from the East New York bus depot. Driver Benjamin Kemp said, "You can't defend yourself." And it's like, what can you do? We're like sitting ducks. Marston Seeley said, the buses have cameras. They have shields. But if someone wants to hurt you, then they're going to hurt you. It doesn't really matter what you have. The MTA says it has new video from Monday's incident recovered from a front-facing camera on the bus. The general public is getting out of control, and it's like they leave us defenseless, says the driver. At the union's request, the MTA says now it'll be putting buses on the route only if they're re-equipped with cameras in the hope of capturing any future attacks. Police have not yet linked this most recent attack with the last 2. Whoever is out there, the suspect is facing a felony charge and a prison term of 5 years and or a fine of $250,000, which was not mentioned in this article. But as I said before, I know that rule, but it really should have been added. That, they should have typed in the suspect is facing a felony charge of a 5-year prison term and or a $250,000 fine. Which again, when they wrote this article, they should have added that. But that's what happens with the media. That's what happens. And the good news is, I have a video going up after I'm done with this. So, you heard that. That's my editor. I have an interesting video I need to show you about my experience with Queens Village today. And trust me, I'm going to say this now for the record. I have a lot of respect for transit workers, especially this has been a rough year for them. Not just dealing with the crap with the automatic brakes and the bad maintenance. And can you blame the drivers? I don't know. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can blame the maintenance and the dispatchers. But I'm going to be honest. Assault is an assault. You don't do that. So whoever this perpetrator is, he needs to be prosecuted. And again, that's a felony charge, which is very serious and could really, really ruin your record. So please just remember that. Now we're going to go to our last story for today, and that is an online petition for refunds racking up signatures. Now, this is from a member of the Long Island Railroad Facebook group. He put this out publicly for regards to fare refunds on delayed service. So let's read this article. All right, so if you haven't heard about Eric Tringle, I mentioned him in a previous update. He is a commuter from Colmac who uses the Ronkonkoma branch from the Deer Park train station. He created this petition back 3 weeks ago on August 8th. It calls for the Long Island Railroad to to be investigated for poor safety practices, including those caused by dangerous overcrowding on train and station platforms and fraud because they have not delivered their promises to the commuter. The petition also asks for future fare refunds on dates of extreme delays and compensation for all the recent delays and cancellations riders have weathered thus far this entire year. All right, so what happened was Eric Tringle launched this petition, which I am going to be signing along with a complaint. I'll get into that later on in this video with regard to the LIRR. I will get to it after I upload today's video. But anyhow, we had 3 straight days of rush hour meltdowns between August 6th and August 8th, including disruptions caused by lightning strikes, switch problems, and train shortages, which, again, I've openly said this to everybody until this mess is done with the third track project and whatever future projects are done. I am boycotting the Ronkonkoma branch. I am only going to be using the Huntington branch to get to and from Hicksville. And I'm very glad. I'll quickly mention that they do have a 149, sometime between 148 and 149. I am planning to take that train from Hicksville on September 26th, excuse me, to go to Jamaica, as I will do my Hicksville area update. So I'm looking forward to making sure that I can use the Huntington branch and just not deal with that awful Ronkonkoma branch, because it's just a headache to deal with these days. It really is. Well, Mr. Tringle acknowledged that he doesn't expect the fraud investigation and much else to come out of the petition. He's already been proud of what he accomplished thus far. So the number for the Change.com petition, which I will be signing, is about 2,200 signatures. The original goal for the petition was 1,000 signatures. So this is interesting, to say the least. Eric Tringle is a technical project manager for Viacom. It got there in 2 days. I was just stunned. It just kept climbing and climbing. A few days after creating the petition, Tringle said he brought it to the attention of Long Island Railroad President Philip Byng. He got a call back from the president the next day. Well, let's hope that we can get these refunds, because it's getting to be a headache dealing with this Ronkonkoma branch this year. And as I said, I've only taken it maybe a few times this year to get to leave from Hicksville to go to Jamaica, but trust me, and I know this for a fact, these issues rarely happen. They do happen on the Huntington branch, but not as much as it's been going on recently. Zach, don't deal with Cuomo. Todd Kaminsky said, the overwhelming response in favor of refunds just show how lack of fare increase would be a difficult time for the railroad. All right, so I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for this update. So we'll go back to me right now. Okay, so the last thing I want to mention is that Matt Camper and Jason Anthony Pinero today, if you haven't heard, they have filled out a petition, or I think it was a form on the FRA's website, in regards to temporary platforms this year at, I'm trying to think straight. Oh, Woodside, right. Platforms. Yeah, Mocha, I will read your comments to wrap up this video, I promise. So, yes, I'm going to be signing the petition because we've had too many issues this year with temporary platforms. I thought after the testing for East Side access would be done, we wouldn't have to deal with it anymore. But apparently, it is getting bad. It is getting bad. I am getting annoyed with the temporary platform situation this year, and I want it to stop. So if you want to sign it, I'm going to do my research on it because Jason and Matt are helping me sign it, and I'm going to hopefully sign it tonight or tomorrow because I just don't want to see anybody else getting discriminated at Woodside. And also, I am considering, if Matt and Jason want to get involved in this too, I suggest they do. And Matt knows this situation very well. I'll also mention it right now. Recently, going past Limbrook or Rockville Center on the Babylon Ranch going eastbound, the conductors have not been taking tickets. And they've been giving people free rides, as Matt would call it. And, I will admit, I'm a disabled MetroCard holder. I've mentioned it many times in this channel. Oh, maybe the ADA should be considerate since you're not really leaving the fare zone. Yeah, well, we all have to pay. Even if it's $150 going from Limbrook to anywhere else on the Babylon Ranch, I still pay the same $150. So why should I get a free ride? So I want to know if I can complain to the FRA about that, because even though maybe the ADA will defend me and say, oh, you're not going to get in trouble, I still am a law-abiding citizen. I still want to pay my fair share to Long Island in a way. Because many of you know, I love Long Island. I love visiting. But you have to follow the rules, like what John said. And you have to be fair to the people who live in Long Island, who are, the people who've been lifelong Long Islanders like John and Matt. So, yeah, you have to be fair to them. I love visiting the county. I love using the LIRR when it's convenient for me, but, I just want the experience to be easier. And, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look into how we can get the conductors to stop goofing around and just honestly go car by car and do what they're being paid to do and check each car for tickets. They don't want to do that. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. I have a video going up right after I end up this live stream, so please watch it because I really had a hectic day dealing with Queens Village, and not to mention the Queens DOT screwed me and my fellow strap hangers today, which I really got to show you this video. I was going to be uploading after I hit the stop button, so please have your notifications on if you're watching live, or hopefully you will check your inbox on Gmail. They have a thing where it says social, and you can check that, or your phone or the desktop will let you know from me when I'm ready to upload it. So that's going to wrap up the news update. I just want to quickly read Mocha's comments. Yes, I know. I'm waiting for Autumn too. All right, Mocha. I remember you told me that your husband is a bus driver. As I said, it's a felony. You can get a 5-year prison term just for doing that. And I mentioned this earlier. The perpetrator needs to go to jail. All right? If he's doing it 3 or 4 times, okay, maybe it's the first offense. You pay the $250,000 fine. You want to fight it in court. Fine. You deal with it in small claims court. But if you're doing it 2, 3, 4 times, then I'm sorry, but you're going to go to jail. No problem, Mocha. That's why I'm here. And I agree. They have families to provide for too. I'll give an example. I know if this guy is watching, The Bright Side. He is a bus driver in Manhattan, and he has to worry about it because he's actually been assaulted on the job. So, it's been a very scary year if you are a transit worker in the city, and I feel bad for you. You shouldn't really be in fear and in having anxiety at night, wondering, am I going to be, why are people so violent? And, and as I said, there are real consequences. Well, there's real life consequences, either from your wallet or probably on your rap sheet, because that's going to happen. Real life penalties. Please just remember that. Now I'm going to end this. So stay tuned for today's video going up just a few minutes. That's it. Thank you for watching. And until the next one, take care.